Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and let's talk about the most overrated cars in the enthusiast world right now. And I am going to start with a car that might be in this frame right now, and people are going to be typing in all caps before I even finish this sentence. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the Mark5 Supra, and this is my Mark5 Supra that I'm actually giving away right now with a Shelby GT350 and bonus cash. So if you want to get entered, click the link in the pinned first comment, and because I love you guys, I'm going to give you 2,000 bonus entries with any purchase that you make using that link. And I know, it's overrated. I know the comments, it's a BMW. It stole the name. It's not even a real Supra. 2JZ, it should have come with a manual from day one. Cool, guys, congrats. You've repeated the same talking point as every other guy who watches street racing compilations while his own car is on 4 mismatched tires. But guys, here is the thing. It's literally one of the best cars that I have ever owned and driven. Although yes, if I had the money, I would get a Lambo. And before anybody starts foaming at the mouth, I'm not saying it's perfect. Nah, I'm saying that it's underrated as an actual driving experience and overrated as a cultural object. Those are two completely different universes. Also, for the people who don't know, and yeah, this took me 4 months to build, so I am a little bit biased, but biased in the way you're biased when you eat a taco that's so good you forgive it for being messy. You're not really defending the taco's heritage, you're defending the fact that it rules. Because when you drive a Supra, you realize something immediately. Most of the people who have the strongest opinions about it have never actually driven one. It is so good. They're rating it like a museum artifact, like it should be judged based on whether it matches the myth in their head. And the myth is always the same. It needs to have 1,000 horsepower. It needs to be indestructible. It needs to be second coming of the Mark IV. And it needs somehow to cost 30 grand. Because that's what the cost is in their imagination. In reality, the Mark V is a modern, sharp, balanced sports car with one of the best powertrains you can buy for the money. It feels really tight, it feels planted, it feels like it was built by people who actually care about how a steering wheel talks back to you. And yeah, I get it, the BMW stuff, it is real. I mean, just look at this key fob. It's a straight BMW knockoff. The platform sharing is real. The interior has some of that German rental car energy in spots. The Supra name absolutely pulls people in who wouldn't have looked twice at a Z4. All very true, but the part people ignore is the part that matters. It drives like a weapon. And it's hilarious to watch the internet people act like it doesn't count. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into the real question. What does overrated actually mean? Because half the internet thinks overrated means I didn't like it personally. That's not overrated, that's preference. Overrated is when a car gets treated like it's an answer to every single question, while the real-world experience doesn't match the worship. It's when the hype becomes bigger than the reality, when the identity becomes louder than the actual car, which brings me to the king of everyone says it, nobody thinks about it. The Miata. And before the Miata people start sharpening pitchforks, let me be clear, the Miata is great. The Miata is fun. The Miata is a gift. The problem is the internet has turned it into a personality disorder. There are people who will tell you their rusty NA Miata handles better than modern supercars. There are people who think a Miata is the answer to towing. There are people who think a Miata is the answer to marriage counseling. And the only reason it feels overrated is because the fan base refuses to let it be what it is. A brilliant little roadster that's cheap fun, not a divine object handed down by the gods of grip. Also, some of you do not fit in them, and the way you act like that's not a problem is insane. Like, just take the roof off. Like, great idea. Now it's raining. Now your head is cold. Now you're miserable, but at least you're morally superior. Next on the overrated list, the MK4 Supra. I know, blasphemy, but if a car is 100 grand because of nostalgia, memes, and one movie franchise, we have officially crossed into this is not about driving anymore. The MK4 is legendary. It's a great platform. It deserves respect. It does not deserve being treated like it's a six-figure car by default, and a big part of the problem is that the MK4 myth has been used as a measuring stick to hate everything else, especially the MK5. People don't judge the MK5 as a car, they judge it as a failed attempt to resurrect their childhood. That's not car enthusiasm, that's therapy. Yo guys, quick pause because this is super important. The giveaway is live right now and we're giving away this fully built, dripping in carbon Supra, 4 months in the making. And Guys, it is the Tuner Hero spec, plus a Shelby GT350 with an exhaust that sounds absolutely ridiculous. So, if you want to win, you've got a decision to make. Do you get the JDM Legend, or do you get the American Icon? And guys, for a limited time, every purchase that you make on the site, which is pinned in the first comment down below, you get 2,000 bonus entries to win one of these cars, plus bonus cash, hat, shirt, entry pack, it don't matter. That's 2,000 extra chances on top. And Rocky from New York grabbed a quick entry pack last time and walked away with a GTR plus bonus cash. So yeah, it definitely happens, and we're running it back with 2 cars. So which one you picking? Let me know in the comments down below, and go get entered as well, and good skill. Next, the G80 M3 and M4 crowd. Not because the cars aren't good. They're insanely good because the culture around them is unbearable. The M3 used to be this driver's car icon. Now it's basically a TikTok uniform. A car that instantly attracts the, I'm gonna do something nobody has ever done guy who then does the exact same rap, the exact same wheels, and the exact same burble tune as the last 50 dudes. And it's not the car's fault. It's that the car is so good, so fast, so easy, and so accessible that it's become the default flex for people who want to be seen as enthusiasts without actually being interesting. Again, amazing car, overrated presence. Next, the Tacoma. This one hurts people because it's not about capability, it's about value. Tacomas are good trucks. They're reliable, they're easy to live with, but the used prices are comical. The hype has turned them into a cult object where people pay luxury car money to drive a mid-sized truck that gets mediocre fuel economy and rides like a truck. It's not that it's bad, it's that the market treats it like it's magical. It's a truck, it will need repairs, it will wear out. It is not immune to physics because the internet decided it's bulletproof. Next, the C8 Corvette. Here's the thing, the C8 is a phenomenal car. The performance you get for the money is insane. It looks like a supercar and runs like one, but it's also become the new look at me car for people who want exotic attention without exotic consequences. And I say this as someone who respects the engineering. There's a type of owner who drives it like it's a Huracan and talks like it's a Bugatti, and meanwhile it's still a Chevrolet product designed to be produced at scale. It's not rare, it's not mysterious, it's not a spiritual event, it's a very, very good sports car that has become a social media accessory. That's where the overrated part creeps in. Next, the GT 3RS, amazing car, peak track weapon, insane engineering. Also, most people who buy one will never drive it hard enough to justify what it is. They'll drive it to Cars and Coffee, park it, and then post a caption about raw connection. Sir, you have never even turned traction control off. It's overrated as an everyday dream car because it's a very specific tool and the internet treats it like a universal answer. Now let's talk about the real villain of overrated cars. Influencers, because they turn everything into a buy this now moment. They pump markets, they create artificial scarcity, they make normal cars unobtainable by telling millions of people it's the next collectible. And then everyone acts shocked when the prices go stupid. It's like watching a stampede and then blaming the grass for getting trampled. That's why you're seeing so many people in that thread not even answering with a car. They're answering with a vibe. Whatever YouTuber told people to buy. Because at this point, overrated is less about the car and more about the internet's ability to ruin anything fun. Which is why I'm ending where I started. The Mark5 Supra, it's overrated in the comment section. It's underrated on the road, and that's exactly why I personally love it, because it has this weird power. It instantly filters out people who actually drive for people who only talk. So yeah, call it overrated, call it BMW, call it the name grab, then go drive one or just win this one. And tell me you didn't smile like an idiot the first time that you rolled into Boost and realized it feels tight, alive, and stupidly capable. All right, your turn. What's the most overrated car right now? And I don't mean a car I don't like, I mean a car that gets worshipped louder than it gets driven. Drop it in the comments down below, and if you're one of the people who still thinks that the Mark5 is still not a real Supra, well, that's fine. Just don't enter the giveaway. Leave it to someone who actually wants to drive it. Or, well, enter the giveaway because we're also giving away a Shelby GT350 with that Voodoo flat plane crank V8. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and go check out some of these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad Danger, this is Ideal, and promise me one thing, keep living the ideal lifestyle. I love you.